Hi, this is Shirish Kunder, and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
Well, we have with us one of the most unusual Bollywood personalities, Shirish Kunder, and right now he's tremendously in news because of his tweets. Many are saying that his tweets are totally being understood in an altogether new light. Maybe he's writing much more better than what he was earlier, and we'll find out more about his Twitter superstardom that he's enjoying right now and what he's doing next as far as movie is concerned. Shirish, huge pleasure to have you on Bollywood Hungama for the very first time.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me. I'm very nervous right now. I don't do video interviews at all. This is only my, I think, fourth interview in so many years.
I understand.
Even during film promotions, I've never given interviews.
I know.
So I'm quite nervous.
No, don't be nervous at all. Are you happy with the sort of response that you're getting, especially on Twitter, in terms of the people who are just trying to trend block Shirish Kunder? But I think that's a good news because the sort of people who are doing it, obviously they're unhappy with the sort of stuff that you're doing. But generally, a lot of senior journalists, they're following you and they've been appreciating whatever you're doing on Twitter. Very intelligent tweets coming up. Are you happy?
I'm happy not because I'm getting popular on Twitter. My biggest problem was to connect with the people. These are our audience. How do I connect with them? So when I saw that my tweets people are relating to what I'm saying, mostly happy because I started connecting with them, and which I think for a filmmaker, the political angle and all is not really important. Which for a filmmaker is very important that you say and they connect. Correct. And other than that, what it really has helped me is in my dialogue writing.
Yes,
so we write crispy, punchy dialogues and all. So the moment I write something, people don't connect. I know this doesn't work. People don't get it or whatever. What kind of humor works? I've always followed British humor, which is my understanding. So a lot of things, those things, black humor goes bouncer. So now I know how much to cut down. Itna samajh mein aayega, itna nahi aayega. So in all those things, which directly affects my work, not popularity on Twitter, I'm really happy about that. That finally, I think I'm connecting, and probably I can do that through my films as well.
The tweet that you've pinned actually, which has got almost a quarter to 4,000 retweets as well, that dear Anupam Kher, Aamir Khan was talking about Kiran Rao, not Kiran Kher. Hope this clears the confusion. Jai ho. He was part of your movie Janeman as well. Yes.
And if you see, my issue is not with him. It could have been anyone. In any of my tweets, you can remove the proper noun, put someone else's name. I'm only commenting about the stupidity at the moment. See, and this, especially this tweet, is one of those rare tweets where I use a name. Actually, I don't. Especially in the film industry, I don't. Because I can say about anything about cricket or politics, it's okay. Because that's what
Ajay Devgan yesterday.
Yeah,
that's the trend.
But that was not negative. It was in a nice way. That was already trending. So I try not to take anyone's name and all. This I really thought about a lot. I couldn't control. It was one of my rare tweets. Although I know him personally and all, I couldn't resist myself and I did that. But ideally I avoid, because खासकर film industry है तो लगता है biased है, कुछ लफड़ा है इसके साथ, which I try to avoid.
Right. In fact, he tweeted back to you about this that I think you're getting intelligent and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I didn't reply to that.
You didn't reply to that.
The reason being, the idea is not to fight.
Right.
The idea is to make a point, which is done. When we go to and fro, I reply, he replies, then it becomes a fight, which I don't think any sensible person wants. But sometimes you want to make a point. You feel something is stupid or what is happening, you do, and that's why I don't know if you noticed, I never reply to people on
you don't.
Twitter. बहुत लोग ऐसे गाली देते हैं, ये करते हैं, मैं किसी को गाली नहीं देता, मैं बहुत irritate हो गया, मैं block कर देता हूँ. I don't reply back. I say,
Blockistan, that's what you say.
Yeah. So I tweet what I want. People who want to accept it can accept. Who want to ignore can ignore. Those who don't like can block me. But I don't get on a one-on-one. तूने बोला, मैंने बोला, and that is what gets into which I want to avoid, because anything that affects my peace of mind I don't want to. Or pointless है.
Right.
Because argue करने से neither is that person going to agree to what I say, neither I am going. कोई achieve नहीं होता.
Absolutely.
Other than तमाशा. So there even he replied, and that was the end of it. We both made our point, and like very civil gentlemen, that's the end of it.
You're saying that you don't have a political slant to it, but somewhere many do consider that you have a certain maybe political slant because you have a certain problem with certain sort of bhakts, and then you appreciate the entire odd even formula as well, which has got thousands of retweets. So somewhere there are certain things which are maybe concerning you, and that you're expressing yourself over there as well.
See, if you look at my old tweets before this government came, I used to take off on whatever Congress was doing wrong at that point. See, at any given point, what can we speak about? The one who's governing. Because mistakes unse hota hai. So we have to point mistake. The one who's not governing is anyways not doing anything. So you pick out what wrong is happening, if it's beef ban or anything else, which ye kyun ho raha hai, galat ho raha hai. You can say a point only against them. The ones who are not active and they're just sitting. How can you point out anything? So if you see on my older tweets before this government, whatever Congress was doing wrong, so many was 2G scam, ES scam, whatever was happening, I was saying about that. Now I'm saying about this. Kal ko koi aur aayega, usne galti kiya, so we'll say about that. Because that is the people whom we expect to do the right things.
Correct. Absolutely. You've also used the hashtag I stand with Aamir Khan, but somewhere do you feel that even I think Farah said that I don't think there's intolerance in the country, but I'm basically one should be able to just express their opinion that and then Farah was trolled as well on Twitter somewhere. Do you find it just slightly strange actually that actors or film stars, they cannot express themselves and they just go to Pakistan and all these anti-national stuff happens? Does it bother you?
See, everyone has already said about it. Anything that I say is not going to be more than that. The fact that we are even discussing this is because of that. And often that I've seen, people say there is intolerance. What they mean, intolerance where? There's some people creating it. No one is, and suddenly from the opposites, India is not in, but no one is saying anything about India. Exactly. India is a country. India cannot act in any which way. It's the people who can act. So when someone is saying it's about a bunch of people who are creating this, and always the opposite is India is not an attack, as if someone is attacking India. I think all these people love India more than anyone else, and India can actually, India is just a country, it's not a person, it cannot react in any which way. और डरते हैं लोग बोलने के लिए, so obviously it's there. And my thought is a very liberal thought. I think every religion is fine. I think everyone should be say what they want to say. तुमको नहीं सुनना मत सुनो. So whenever you see which जो political लगे शायद actually political नहीं है, I support freedom and a liberal thought.
Absolutely.
That is the only thing I support. सामने वो नहीं कोई और होगा. They say the same stupid thing. I'll again say against them. जो एकदम है कि नेशनलिस्ट है, हिंदू है, कोई और है तो वो तो दैट आई कांट अंडरस्टैंड. वो लोग ये नहीं कर सकते, हमारा देश हो तो ये करो. दैट
पेट्रियट्स बेसिकली.
हाँ, दे कॉल देमसेल्व्स पेट्रियट, कंजर्वेटिव जो भी है, दैट आई एम अगेंस्ट.
We've seen this recent phenomenon of love jihad somewhere. Is it something that bothers you because Farah is a Parsi and a Muslim and you are Hindu over there? Does it upset you because this is something that we've not heard before?
नहीं, उसके लिए तो मुझे बहुत क्रेडिट मिलता है लोगों.
अच्छा, क्रेडिट मिलता है
भक्तों से. They give me a lot of credit. बोलते नहीं तुमको तो अवार्ड देना चाहिए क्योंकि you did reverse love jihad. See, they have a problem. If a Hindu girl goes to a Muslim, they don't have a problem with. तो बोलते थे अवार्ड देना चाहिए इसको. तो भक्त लोग आपस में ट्वीट करते रहते हैं. तो मैं देखता हूँ इनको अवार्ड देना चाहिए, रिवर्स लव jihad किया तो कुछ लेके आए हमारे यहाँ. Absolute stupid people.
Somewhere you brought the entire intolerance and the tolerance debate to your home as well. And when Farah just tweeted to you that happy 11th birthday Shirish Kunder, only thing better than having you as a husband is our kids having you as a dad. And you said that 11 years and they says there's no tolerance. It was cool actually. And Farah in fact reverted back that I'm going on a long march, but you may enjoy that. Marches काफी fashion में थे उस time पे.
See, the reason we do that in a funny way, we try to make I try to make a point in a funny way. That is what satirists do.
Sure.
Satirists basically have a lot of anger inside them against what is happening.
Absolutely. But cartoonists.
Yeah, there are satirists. Either R.K. Lakshman does it through art, or I do it through tweet. Someone else does it through a blog or whatever.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of anger against what is happening. But they're not violent. They're educated. They're not violent people. They'll not go and hit anyone.
Right.
So what they do, through humor, they try to make their point, which is what even I do. Every given opportunity I get, I see something wrong is happening. Even if it's my own personal this thing, anniversary or something, I still try to make a relevant point through humor. So more and more people get it, and as much as possible, the surrounding becomes better.
You had some interesting, I think, tweets about the censor board thing. Maybe we will not go into the entire political angle because there are people who just may react to it in a certain manner. But let's come to the censor board things that you've tweeted about. I've been expecting you, Mr. Bond, censor board. Cut. She can't expect without Pavitra Bandhan of marriage. That's what you've tweeted. And apart from that, you've also tweeted that no one knows women better than our censor board. They know for exactly how long James Bond has to kiss Monica Bellucci to satisfy her. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. So, is it something that censorship or something is it really bothers you?
See here in this,
It's
see
funny.
liberal और उसमें तो फिर भी एक debate है. इसमें तो debate भी नहीं है.
Sure.
Everyone is clear on as to what is right and that there is a problem. So there's absolutely, and now they're changing it. So this was just done completely unjust because this was completely one-sided. I don't think anyone was defending any censor hona chahiye.
Right.
I don't think anyone was doing that. So this is just fun because in between all those other my little serious tweets, I also try and no-brainers a little bit.
But you find it no-brainer?
For me, this is a no-brainer. Yeah.
Okay. You're talking about the censor board thing, but somewhere do you in a way regret what because you wrote the dialogues of Tismar Khan somewhere. So some would say that it doesn't really goes with the personality of what we are seeing of Shirish Kunder somewhere. Do you regret those dialogues somewhere? Some of them.
See, if I were directing, that would not have been there. That I was only doing as a writer. So when I direct, I have a lot of rules. What can happen, cannot happen. There are certain things I've done out of a lot of pressure. Even in, like for example, there was an item song in my previous film. Okay, there was pressure था because ये तो ऐसा आड़ा तेरा story लेके आता है, commercial कुछ नहीं है, तो it's pressure, which I don't believe in. But I have certain, which is the reason I left a couple of big films as well. सबके बारे में तो लोगों को पता नहीं है, एक ही न्यूज़ में आया था, but
Kick.
So I also don't like remakes. Okay, when I'm directing, I'll work hard, I'll make one original script and all that. So that was not directed by me. That was only done as a
Tismar Khan.
Yeah, as an editor, I've done a lot of things, but I'm not responsible for that. I'm a technician in that. I'm doing
Right.
according to the requirement of the director. So I'm not defending or anything about it. But the point is, the film is the director's vision. If I edit, if I write, if I do sound or whatever of a film,
Right.
I'm just trying to give what the director wants.
You've done 2 films as a director so far, Janeman and Joker. Janeman is one film that a lot of people they still just remember it very fondly. Salman does. Sajid Nanirwala, I've spoken to him several times. He considers it as his favorite film. He has told me in a very clear manner. How do you look back at your journey so far as a director and as an editor? You've been extremely successful.
See, the first film that I wanted to direct was not Janeman.
Right. It was Kandahar.
Yeah, it was based on the Kandahar hijack. It was a very realistic film. That was called Happy New Year.
And then gave the title to Farah.
Yeah. So that is the zone that I come from. See, during Janeman, I was a little embarrassed about the story.
Okay.
Though it was mine, I'm not blaming
Triangle.
anyone. Yeah, I felt I was doing a Gisa Beta love triangle. And so I tried to score on the treatment and the technicality of it. And finally, I think finally when the film was ready, I was quite happy with it. But I didn't get the success at that point. Had it worked, my life would have been completely different after that. I wouldn't have missed doubling. But I didn't, for whatever reason. Some people liked it, but still I didn't. And then for the second film, I thought I'll work hard on all the things that I've not achieved. Like write a fresh story, which I did for Joker. I wrote an absolutely original story, and it was a very different story for the time. But that film never turned out the way it was written. The film just remained on the paper. Okay. And that again set me back. So, for two various reasons, my films have not worked. So my journey has not been great. I'm hoping to get it right.
We won't get into the details about Joker and all that because I think a lot has already been said about it. What are you doing next now? What are the sort of things that you're working on as of now?
Right now I'm in thriller mode. So I have written a crime thriller, a female-centric crime thriller, which I'm in the process of casting and locking the producer and all that. Okay, as soon as the team is set, if I feel, as soon as the team is right, I feel I'm working with like-minded people, I'll get ahead with that.
Right.
Meanwhile, while I wait for that to happen, I've started writing another action thriller, which is male-centric. So that's around 40% complete. Now, which will happen first, I don't know. That's destiny. So, but right now I'm in the thriller mode, so I'm writing these thrillers. One is ready to shoot, but I have not been able to lock the right cast yet.
Okay. So do you have anyone in mind?
Not really. I need a very good actress for this, because this is extremely performance oriented.
The thriller one.
Yeah. So the looks is still secondary, as good as one can get, but the performance has to be kick-ass. So also I need to lock the producer, which also I have not yet done. I have not really been pushing it too much, because I believe when things are meant to be, it happens. I don't really go aggressively and push कि मेरे को I want to start in March and whatever. I'm not. I always wait many years between my films. I do it आराम से. Also I think मैं लिख के जितना टाइम नहीं बनाऊँ, थोड़ा टाइम जाए, I think it's better for my script, क्योंकि थोड़ा वो ahead of time रहता है. So I think it'll help me.
No, absolutely. And you've also done a course in writing from LA, I believe.
Yeah, from Los Angeles, from the USC.
Right.
Yeah, it was an advanced scriptwriting course.
Do you feel it has helped you become a better writer?
Yeah, it has helped me a lot, because earlier, like most other people in the industry, even I was working on instinct based on the years of filmmaking that we have. There was no craft as such. Okay, so one could think of a very nice idea, but developing that idea into 2-hour script really needs a craft. If your instinct luckily falls right, you have a good script, otherwise you get stuck somewhere in between. But this time I think I have developed the craft, and this would be my strongest script that I have developed.
Okay, you're a very interesting sort of editor actually. Some would say that maybe you slightly go a bit overboard in terms of expressing yourself in terms
editing?
of Janeman.
Okay,
Janeman, certain things were wonderful, very, very creative, but maybe slightly you overcooked it.
And I intentionally did that because I knew कि कहानी में कुछ नहीं है. So I was trying to make up for the lack of story or the घिसापटा story by going on this, because otherwise whatever novelty was found because of the treatment.
Absolutely. Now, how do you look at the present scenario, considering that you have the expertise as an editor, and VFX is playing a very, very key role right now as far as movie is concerned. In Hollywood, I think they're doing some excellent work. Maybe India some people are doing it, but still I think there's a lot that one can do over there. So how you personally feel that one can marry the entire VFX with the sort of editing prowess that you're having?
See,
with the writing that.
Initially what everyone, including me, used to do is we used to do VFX to show that we can do. But now, abhi to sab log dekh liya. The entire city destroying and all kind of VFX we have seen. So now no one is enamored, I think, by the VFX. Now we do only enough to enhance the storytelling and to make it real.
Absolutely.
So only if it's a very big film like a Bahubali or Bajirao or whatever, then it's justified to period epics and all that. But otherwise, we only try to do the VFX to ease the shooting process or to make it look real. So the show off of VFX, I think, is just completely. Now if you start showing VFX, it'll look absolutely stupid, because people have seen almost all kind of fix that's possible.
But still, what we're seeing in say Martians, for example, or Star Wars is something which is or like, even I don't know if you've seen Point Break for example in the recent it's just released. I think it has some excellent I think camera work and.
Okay, you're talking about that. Okay, see, because of the budget of our Hindi films, I think our core strength would be to fall back on storytelling. That doesn't need that VFX. We don't have that kind of budget. So often we see that VFX films don't do well.
Right.
So if we concentrate more on drama or the inherent story or the characters, I think that is the best chance. We try to do like that. What is the budget? So absolutely. I don't think we should look at that as an example. I know a couple of big studios had put up their own VFX studios with that intention of doing it, and that was a phase when films like Aladdin and Drona and all were made. The intention was to do VFX film and that often we have seen that when those experiments are done, it has not worked.
Correct. Because somewhere the story is missing.
Yeah, because our budget is only so much. And we can't really, what happens, you see, in India we make a superhero film, whatever you do, it doesn't match that budget. It looks like a poor man's version. If you don't want to make a poor man's version of their films, if you want to make a rich man's version, better to go back on content, not on VFX. Because
Absolutely.
there's as much we can spend, we can never match that. Because, not that the capability is missing, is that they have the whole market, whole world to recover. We don't have.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, we always seen that those who go on content has a far better, we can keep the economics under control and give far more worth the money by,
absolutely.
by going on content other than VFX.
No, absolutely. You've said in an interview that being married to Farah Khan only means I get more party invites. I struggle to make my movies. I'm an outsider. I have no clue how this business works. I'm not a friend to the stars, so I can't call them and say, please be in my movies. I have to convince everyone. I'm judged by my last movie, which didn't do well. I haven't found my groove. It's like I have been going the wrong way. Maybe I've teamed up with older people who don't get my drift. It's like they look at the script and say, what does this mean? You've said that you're hinting at working with a younger female-centric audience, actress, maybe because of that itself. But it is interesting the way you're just analyzing the entire, how you've been, and you're extremely reclusive somewhere.
Yeah, I'm extremely reclusive. I don't really hang out with stars and all that. Even when I'm working with someone, I just shoot and then go to my room. So I'm not really friends with stars. Also, what has happened is, I worked with stars who are by older. I met very senior. They come from a different generation.
Right.
The entire filmmaking was different at that point. So I cannot put my hand on their shoulder and say aisa karte hain, waisa karte hain. I always have to say sir and with them. I always found that for a director to make better films, it's better if you work with actors who are their age, your age, or younger than you. So they respect you, or there's a mutual respect. When you're working with extremely senior people, they say, nahi yaar, aisa nahi, aisa karte hain, and you have to listen to. So that is what I meant, because I could never do what I wanted to do because working with extremely senior people and their style of working, because of from that phase, that was different completely. No one believed, even when the first film I was trying to do, they would, ye kya kar raha? Because if there's like the first scene in January, for example, was in a spaceship. On the Blue Danube's, Akshay and Priti are supposed to do an anti-gravity waltz on the Blue Danube and come. Abhi aisa scene kabhi Indian film hai nahi tha. And spaceship bhi I don't put up. There's just a small cutout and green screen and everything will be created. At that point, no one believed me. Kahan se aayega spaceship? Now that was a new way of working at that point. So that is what I meant. Ki when you're making the film, no one believes you. But if you are working with like-minded people or the people of your age or younger than you, there is a mutual respect between you and the actors. Either they respect you or mutual respect.
Okay, Shirish, let's have a bit of some fun moments. Actually, we have this rapid fire section.
Oh, okay.
I hope that you will be enjoying quite a bit. First reaction, if your phone rings and the true caller on your phone says that Narendra Modi is calling you.
Now I would think it's a spam call and ignore it.
Alright, what would be your first reaction if your phone rings and the true caller on your phone says that Kahan is calling you?
I would like to hear. I would take the call and like to hear. I know her personally, so I would like to hear. Maybe it's some party invite that she wants to do. I would presume that, yeah.
A Bollywood actor or actress whose tweets you enjoy reading the most.
If you can tell me any name, I'll probably remember. Because from the top of my head, I don't remember any, because they are all write boring tweets, and more also because they have to, they cannot take any risk.
Exactly.
So they play very safe too. So there's nothing really interesting.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Mr. Modi has a radio program called Man Ki Baat. Who should host the following radio programs, in your opinion? Tan Ki Baat. You had a tweet which had Tan Ki Baat as a
Would be
hashtag.
Sunny Leon, I guess.
Tan Ki Baat, Sunny Leon.
Sunny Leon would be good. Yeah.
Alright. Dhan Ki Baat.
Akshay Kumar.
Akshay Kumar. Okay. Gun Ki Baat.
Gun ki baat. Maybe shotgun.
Yes,
Maybe
Shatrughan. Okay. I think his tweets are interesting.
Yeah, I haven't read.
You should
Okay,
try and
I'll
follow
check
him
it
if
out,
possible. I think it's worth following as well.
Okay.
Dhang Ki Baat
Would be Aamir Khan.
would be Aamir Khan. Fantastic. Okay. Who according to you is the Khan of all seasons?
Aamir Khan.
Aamir Khan. All right. If you have to rate Mr. Modi on a scale of 1 to 10 as a Prime Minister, how would you rate that?
1.
If you have to react in one word to the following, Pahlaj Nilani.
Bhakt.
Bhakt. Okay. Salman.
Heart of gold.
Heart of Gold.
Yeah.
All right. Aamir Khan.
I really, in one word, it will only get boring. Yaar. I'm the same perfectionist. What can I say? I adore him. Yaar. I can't think of a word. Perfection is the same. What is it?
You met him?
I met him socially. Okay. Yeah, I respect him a lot.
All right. Bhakts. If you have to react in one word to Bhakts.
Cockroaches.
Beef.
In one word.
Yeah.
Strange questions. Unban it. I don't know.
Unban it? Okay. All right. Joker or Tismar Khan? Which do you think is better? Or like Which
He's
is more,
Mark Khan.
he's Mark Khan. It's more closer to your heart.
It's not about what is closer. Joker is closer to my heart. Yours, which is better?
Yeah.
He's Mark Khan turned out better.
Okay. Farah's best work as a director.
Om Shanti Om.
Om Shanti Om. Alright. Most promising actor and actress from the new lot.
I like Rajkumar Rao.
Rajkumar Rao. Okay.
Actors, nothing specific that comes to the mind.
A Bollywood film you enjoyed the most in 2015.
Talwar is the film I really liked. in
Talwar is a
2015.
film that
Yeah.
you really liked. Fantastic. Any Hollywood film that you've liked in 2015?
Lots I've seen, but nothing that comes to my mind right now. I like Revenant.
Alright. If you're made the censor board chief, what is the first change that you'll bring?
The first change. What they're doing is right right now. I completely
Sham
agree with it. Yeah, because the international rule of that you don't cut anything. You just rate it, whatever it is. Just keep it as it is and just rate it.
Correct.
I mean, that is the best thing anyone can do. And that's the international practice here. So
A person you like to send to Pakistan.
and now since Modi has gone, Pakistan has turned out to be a good thing. So no one really.
Right. Now, how have the perceptions within the industry changed post this in a way what is being called that this resurgence of Shirish Kunder because of your entire Twitter avatar, because they're seeing a certain intelligence in your tweets, which is something that they're finding quite bold as well as intelligent in terms of writing as well. So, what sort of perceptions have been changing around you right now? Are you feeling that?
I'm feeling it, but I've not discussed it with anyone. So I didn't really have a chat with anyone on that. Like I said, because I rarely go out. I see Twitter में retweets ज़्यादा हो रहे हैं from a lot of people.
Yeah, that's
but that's not only
considering the number of followers you have.
Yeah.
Some of the tweets that get thousands of retweets.
So and that's not only from the industry, but that's in general.
But I'm sure that industry is watching it.
Yeah,
People
they're watching.
are observing.
They may be watching, but because I don't hang out with everyone. And discuss, I really don't know what they think. You would know more because they will not tell me on my face anyways, right? Unless it's
Because I'll tell you honestly, in the sense
you would know more than me.
Your perception, as far as I'm concerned, I have had like a 360-degree change of perception about you. I'm being honest about it.
Okay.
Considering what your tweets maybe were earlier and the way they are right now, I'm personally like having a totally different sort of respect for you than maybe what it was earlier. I'm being very honest about it. So I'm sure that there are other people.
I hope so, because see, for many years I had been under the shadow of Farah. Okay, because she was the most successful one.
Farah.
Yeah. So I've been in the shadow. So मेरा क्या था? I would never come out. I don't come out and speak. I don't give interviews. So जो मेरे मन में जो था वो तो कभी बाहर आता नहीं था. So somewhere, although I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about other things. Maybe somewhere, so always I would be judged कि अच्छा साजिद और फराह का पिक्चर ऐसा है तो ये भी यही करता होगा. It was assumed. उस package deal में I was also assumed. So who am I? No one really knows. Though I'm not talking about myself in those tweets, I'm talking about other things. At least I think some people now know that what is my thought process.
No, absolutely. I believe you like to remain abreast with the entire current affairs a lot. How do you do? You read newspapers? How do you do that?
Yeah, I do read newspapers, and also more on the tweets you come to know the trending topics, what is the absolute latest news. The reason it helps me with my writing. Because otherwise, what happens with most of us filmy people is you live in your own world, you write romance and this and that, which is not really relevant today. So when I realized by knowing this, I can write more socially relevant scripts. So I really, and now since that's the trend, making true stories and all that.
Correct.
So yeah, so I try to be aware.
Right. So Shirish Kunder, lovely having you on BollywoodHungama, and thank you very much for just sharing a lot of your insights with us, and looking forward to your announcement of your film soon, because I think a lot of people are waiting for that, and we hope that it turns out to be something the way you always wanted to make.
Thanks for having me, and I think now that you say, I always have this thing that recently there have been a lot of tweets where people say that when you're coming with the next one, we forgive you for Joker.
But
so I think
do you feel that Joker was, in fact, the way it was reviewed, it was more about Shirish Kunder than the movie, because there were a few positive reviews as well, reasonably positive reviews as well. Do you feel that you were reviewed more than the movie?
That was there because that year I had some controversies. So that would happen when someone is controversial at that point. That happens. But personally, from my front, what I would like to clarify is Joker, the script was a fantastic script. The fantastic script. The film never was made the way it was supposed to be made. The film never turned out. It was there in the script. So I don't know if you remember, but with pre-release, there was not a single screening of the film kept for anyone.
I know.
I didn't screen the film even for my parents. So when my parents asked, when we watched the film, I said, don't watch this, watch the next one. The reason, because I was not proud of it. I knew what was intended has not turned out for other reasons. I didn't get the cooperation or whatever at that point to make that film. So, so if people were harsh on it, fine. I myself was not. I myself was disappointed by how it turned out. But to me, it's like a bad dream. I just had to get it over with. Because I didn't have any choice at that moment.
Absolutely. Fantastic. I hope that you make your next film the way you want to, and all the best wishes with that. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's all we have from BollywoodHungama. Keep on watching.